Since I, Vincent McMahon, defeated Ric Flair in the coin toss, the number one pick comes to me. So on behalf of WWE SmackDown, I, Vince McMahon, choose... What's going on, Godzilla Nation? This is our Godzilla bringing you a brand new series, potentially. Depends on whether you want to see it or not. We are playing WWE Shut Your Mouth. No, I'm not telling you to shut your mouth. That's the name of the game. We're going to be doing season mode, and we're going to be choosing one WWE superstar to play as throughout. Shut Your Mouth was the beginning of WWE giving some very great career modes to dive into. Here Comes the Pain probably took it a step further, but Shut Your Mouth is where the foundation was built. Now, I've had a hard think about who we're going to play as for this playthrough. I don't want to play as The Rock. We're not going to play as The Undertaker because he starts as Undisputed Champion, and I don't want to start as champion. I want to win the championship. So having a look through here, I contemplated maybe Brock Lesnar, Chris Benoit, one of my favourite superstars of all time, as well as Chris Jericho. I then thought about possibly Eddie Guerrero. We've got Edge in there as well. I thought we could maybe do Edge, but Jeff Hardy was also a good choice. Kurt Angle, some very great choices here. A very young Randy Orton. But, ladies and gentlemen, it's not Stone Cold Steve Austin. It is one of my favourite superstars of all time. We are going to be playing as the game Triple H. I'm very keen to get stuck into this game. And if you guys want to see it, stay on the channel and join the Retro Rewind lineup. I'm turning it over to you guys. 20 likes on this video. If we hit it, it gets locked in. Good evening, Linda McMahon says. Tonight we will witness the first ever World Wrestling Entertainment Draft. Vince McMahon will represent SmackDown, Ric Flair will represent Raw. Both Mr. Flair and Mr. McMahon will take turns picking superstars for their respective brand. The entire roster will be available for selection during the draft. In the interest of time, 20 picks will be made live tonight. A lottery will be held immediately after Raw to determine the placement of the rest of the roster. If you would like to skip the initial draft, press the circle button at the top 10. We're not going to skip it. The Undisputed Champion is not eligible to be drafted. Stone Cold Steve Austin is not eligible to be drafted either. Some superstars don't take part in the draft because of injury. Thank you for your attention this evening, and best of luck to all the WWE superstars. Thank you, Linda. Now, I've been tossing and turning about which brand we could go to here. Both are great brands, but I think because we're playing old school, SmackDown is where it was at this point in time. And I think it'd be due diligence for us to represent the blue brand. Since I, Vincent McMahon, defeated Ric Flair in the coin toss, the number one pick comes to me. So on behalf of WWE SmackDown, I, Vince McMahon, choose. Who can we pick with the number one pick here? We could pick ourselves. It wouldn't be out of the realm to pick Triple H with the number one pick, because back then, he was the penultimate, along with The Rock. But I think we will take The Rock with our number one pick.
Who's going to be the first pick in this historic moment?
The Rock!
Oh, yeah!
Oh, well, he seems very excited to be drafted to SmackDown. Alright, Ric Flair drafting for Raw. Fingers crossed he doesn't pick Triple H, because I want to get drafted to SmackDown with the next pick. I've decided to pick a man who is the cornerstone for my number one pick. WWE Raw is... Who is he going to pick? He's going with Brock Lesnar. Okay. I can live with that decision. So Brock Lesnar to Raw, The Rock to SmackDown.
Now it's Mr. McMahon's turn again.
Pick number 2. For my second pick, I choose... Oh, well. There you go. The game knows exactly where the game is going to end up. Triple H. Who's Ric Flair going to take with pick number 2? Don't take Kurt Angle. My second pick goes to the next star of WWE Raw. God damn it. Kurt Angle was going to be pick 3 for SmackDown, but that's okay. Brock and Kurt kicking off Raw. First 2 for SmackDown, The Rock and Triple H. McMahon. I can live with Jericho. Let's go Jericho pick 3. He probably was going to be my next pick anyway. Had the pleasure of meeting Chris Jericho face to face last year on his Chris Jericho cruise. Seriously, one of the nicest blokes I've ever met in my life. Absolutely incredible honour to have met someone that I idolised so young watching WWF, WWE. It's good to see him still being the GOAT today. Who's Rick going to pick? I would like to introduce my next pick. His name is Rob Van Dam. And in picking Rob Van Dam, he takes the Intercontinental Championship with him to Monday Night Raw. Good start for both brands. Picking strong.
Now it's Mr. McMahon's turn again. I can't wait.
Booker T, no, I think we can do better than that. I'm thinking Chris Benoit. Despite what people might say about Chris Benoit, he will always be one of the best technically sound wrestlers to ever step in that ring and will always be one of my favourite superstars. But on behalf of WWE SmackDown, I choose Chris Benoit. I'm going to go out on a limb and assume Rick will probably pick up Booker T because we dropped him. The next person who represents WWE Raw is Booker T. That's okay. I can live with that. I can live with that. He's very happy to be staying on Raw by the looks of it. Alright, at the end of this draft, I'm going to ask you to comment down below which brand you think drafted the stronger top 10. They want us to take Kane. I'm not feeling Kane. If we take Christian, we get the tag team titles on SmackDown. It might be a bit redundant to take Christian so early because we've got the likes of Edge, Eddie Guerrero, Jeff Hardy, all still available. But we need a title to come to SmackDown. They've already got the Intercontinental Championship. We're bringing the tag team titles to SmackDown. The next person who represents the SmackDown brand is Christian. Wait for the celebration backstage. There they are hugging each other because by default we get Lance Storm with that pick as well. So it's a 2-for-1 pick, which is why we took it. Raw has the Intercontinental Championship. We've got the tag team titles. Raw's next pick is Kane. I had a feeling he'd go for Kane. Alright, at least now both brands have separate titles to go for, considering the Undisputed Championship is fought out between both brands. Yeah, let's take Edge here. Edge was a pivotal part of the SmackDown brand back in this era. Please listen to me carefully, damn it. My next draft pick for SmackDown is Edge.
Oh, yeah.
He's a bit surprised. Don't be, Edge. This is your home.
It's the nature boy.
As long as he doesn't take Eddie Guerrero with his next pick, because I want Eddie for our next pick. Ladies and gentlemen, the Raw brand is proud to announce the next draft pick. Woo! Big Show. He's gone 2 big men back to back. That's good for us, because I want to take Eddie Guerrero with the next pick. However, that means I think we're not going to be able to draft Jeff Hardy like I want to draft Jeff Hardy. The game knows exactly where I'm going here. Eddie Guerrero. I'm behalf of WWE SmackDown, I choose the man who lies, cheats, and steals, damn it, Eddie Guerrero.
What?
All these superstars we're drafting don't seem to be happy about coming to SmackDown, but tell you what, they could have just gone undrafted, been unthankful. He'll probably take Jeff Hardy here. The next person who represents WWE Raw is Jeff Hardy. Go on, announce it. There it is. I knew it. I knew it. That's fine. He's happy to be staying on Raw. Maybe I didn't want you, Jeff. Okay, 3 picks left for each brand. And the top talent at this point starts getting really thin. We could take William Regal, take the European Championship to SmackDown. Rikishi would be a good selection as well at this point in time. We could go a young Randy Orton. We could take the Hurricane and bring the Cruiserweight Championship over. Or we could take Bradshaw for the Hardcore Championship. I'm thinking William Regal. Let's take Regal, bring the European Championship to SmackDown. I think Regal in this slot is a good pick, not only to get the European Championship to SmackDown, but I'm drafting specific to the era that this game was cast around, and at this point in time, I feel this was the pinnacle of Regal's career. So I think in this position, this late in the draft, very good pickup, and he's very happy to be coming to SmackDown as well. About time somebody was thankful for being picked. Very curious to see the avenue Ric Flair now goes down for his final 3. The next person who represents WWE Raw is... Will he take the Hurricane to get the Cruiserweight title? He's going to take Bubba Ray Dudley. There's our first tag team split, potentially.
Check this out.
But let's not forget, in this game, Bubba Ray was already a singles competitor because Devon is Reverend Devon in this game. That's how far back we're going, ladies and gentlemen. Second last pick. I think we take Bradshaw. We get the Hardcore title over on SmackDown. Easy decision. The next person who represents WWE SmackDown is going to be bringing the Hardcore title and his Hardcore brand to the blue brand, Bradshaw.
What?
Another unthankful so-and-so backstage.
It's the Nature Boy.
Who is the Nature Boy going to pick? For Raw to truly be Raw, I have to pick this superstar next. The Hurricane. The Hurricane and the WWE Cruiserweight Championship, both on Monday Night Raw. Heading in, last pick each. I still remember this live draft vividly, watching it on TV. Kurt Angle weaseling his way into being picked by Vince McMahon for SmackDown. I remember the whole NWO were drafted. We could go a young Randy Orton here, but I'm thinking bigger. I'm thinking we bring Rikishi with our final pick to the blue brand. Rikishi! Raw has Kane and the Big Show. He's happy to be coming to SmackDown. We need a big man as well, and Rikishi was very athletic for a big man. Apparently Vince just made a big mistake. Not drafting Test. Test was pretty good. Test is the final pick in the live draft. So there it is, guys. Lesnar, Angle, Van Dam, Booker T, Kane, Big Show, Hardy, Dudley, Hurricane, and Test for Raw. The Rock, Triple H, Jericho, Benoit, Christian, and Lance Storm, the tag team champions. Edge, Eddie Guerrero, William Regal, Bradshaw, and Rikishi. Let me know in the comment section down below who you think won the live draft. Did Ric Flair draft the better team? Or did Vince McMahon, at the hands of yours truly, bolster the blue brand to be the more superior brand? I personally feel the blue brand has the better team. Not just because I drafted it, but overall, I think we've got the more star power, bigger caliber, however you want to word it. Let's look at the roster, though, and see who else landed on SmackDown and Raw. So on SmackDown, we've got Devon, Big Valboski, Chuck, Taz, Billy, Spike Dudley, Billy Kidman, Maven, Albert, Tajiri, and Randy Orton. Hard to believe Randy Orton's only a 50 overall. Raw has Rhino, Goldust, Hardcore Holly, Mark Henry, Matt Hardy, Farouk, Rico, Raven, Al Snow, DDP, Sean Stasiak, Scotty 2 Hottie to round out their brand. Some good picks there. I was going to leave the first week for the next episode, but I think we'll get the first week underway and actually get some in-ring action going on to finish it off. And we're taking on Spike Dudley. The 4-man Battle Royale in the main event, that is huge. Edge, Bradshaw, Chris Benoit, and Chris Jericho. Talk about a main event. And then we get Spike Dudley. Brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. I remember when playing this in the old days that you'd see weird things like the first match would be a steel cage, and the main event would be like a Hell in a Cell, and then you get a simple one-on-one match. I don't understand how this game used to work, but I'm very keen to be playing it because this was when I first dove into WWE games properly. I played older titles like WWF Attitude and all that kind of stuff, but the career mode aspect of the WWE games really kicked off with this right here. Being able to roam around backstage, interact with other superstars, request title shots, everything else. Here we go. Meeting the man himself. Oh, you finally made it? I can't believe you made me wait. So you think you're the man, huh? Well, I'm the one who let you join this program, damn it. And you better listen to what I have to say. As long as you don't bite the hand that feeds you, I will think about giving you a title shot. Now that's all. Go out there and win the match, damn it. Not for you, but for me. Damn it. Or you'll be fired. Okay, guys, I'll stop with the Vince McMahon impersonations. If you want, I can make you the next challenger for the United States Championship, he says. That's a wise choice. You realize how smart I am. The opportunity is in front of you. Don't forget. Putting me in a match against Spike Dudley, but still offering me #1 contendership? Vince, my man, that's what I'm talking about. But this right here, this is what kickstarted the career modes that we get today. Being able to roam around backstage, talk to other superstars, but you can end up in crazy places in this game. Like you can take the subway, you can talk to people on the street. Absolutely incredible. Definitely help shape what 2K is currently doing. Part of the reason why I love this series so much. Finally, The Rock has come back to Long Island. Man, I'm glad we took The Rock with the #1 pick because he really helped shape SmackDown back in the day. The Rock's vacation was simply electrifying, but what The Rock wants to know is, how was your vacation? Did you just sit at home all day playing video games again, or did you watch yourself on TV? 3 choices to choose from. Well, actually, I was in the gym, as a matter of fact, but we just don't give him an answer. But I tell you what, Rock, I was in the gym, clanking and banging so I can whoop your ass. That's what I'm talking about. Sweet cream on an ice cream sandwich. Who in the blue hell are you? Nobody wants to hear that, especially on my show. It's my show, mate. I'll show you. You see, what you're failing to realise is The Rock is ready to roll. Tonight, live on The Rock show, Triple H, you're not going to be seeing the people's bottom. You're damn sure not going to be seeing the people's strudel. But what you will see is, without a shadow of a doubt, not just an ass whooping, you're going to see the people's ass whooping. 1, 2, 3. And that's another thing that made this season mode so incredibly good. The fact that they actually had some voice acting from some of the superstars for little things like that. But now we're in an impromptu match, which is what happens back in the day if you accidentally upset somebody while talking to them backstage. You got to settle your shit out in that ring. When it comes to the actual fighting in this game, very limited in the way of moves. You could probably do 6, 7, maybe 8 different grapples, a couple of different strikes. Nothing over the top or extravagant like we've seen with the 2K18, 2K19 My Career modes that we've done on the channel. But that's not why we're playing this game. We're not playing for outrageous movesets. Sorry, Earl. We're playing because 1, it's an old school game and that's what we do with Retro Rewind. But 2, this was the game, as I've already pointed out, that really got me stuck into playing the career modes in wrestling games. Definitely helped shape what 2K are currently doing. Pretty basic. We build up that little meter underneath our name up in the top left hand corner. We highlight one of those S's, which gives us a SmackDown, which is our finishing move. And 9 times out of 10, once you hit your SmackDown, it's game over. There is a cool little mechanic in this game too when you're doing a finisher. I will do it when it comes to that point. Some of the finishers with doing this little special effect look really cool. And there's no difficulty to be able to be set for the season mode either. It just gradually gets harder as you go. So it starts off pretty easy, eases you in. But by the time you're about halfway through the season mode, you might find yourself dropping matches to the higher superstars depending on your rating. If you lose matches, your rating drops. If you win, your rating goes up. So Triple H, I think, starts on about an 87 overall rating, which is pretty high. I mean, we could have created our own superstar or something else, but I thought if we're going to be doing this on the channel for the first time, I want to play as one of my favorite all-time superstars. There we go. Let's go for the SmackDown. We're going to hit that pedigree. Alright, here we go. Wait for the special effect. And hit the Matrix. That's where it's at. The Rock is knocked out. We'll go for the pin. 1, 2, 3. I told you, Rock. SmackDown's my show. Now, also something weird that they had with this game in certain finishes. If you pressed the square button, the X button, or the circle button after you've got the pinfall before this cutscene, you will do something. So here, I've hit the X button, which means I'm going to beat the shit out of The Rock in the ring after the match is finished. Sometimes you'll grab a chair, you'll take him with a chair. Sometimes you just get out of the ring and you walk out, or you do a taunt or something else. But it really gave you a bit of creative control over whether you wanted to paint your superstar as a face or a heel, just with little things like that, which I think is incredible. But we're backstage again. Nobody in sight. I think it's time we took on Spike Dudley. First match, we're going to go with William Regal and Albert for the win. And they did. Well, we all know who's going to win this one, ladies and gentlemen. Not too hard to work out. Triple H in his iconic denim getup. Time to see Triple H come out to the ring for the first time. There we go. Some little tips there. They always actually show some tips like that leading into the game sometimes, which is good. Time to play the game. Man, Triple H, in his prime, one of the greatest superstars to ever represent the company. that's enough of him. Let's whoop Spike Dudley. Welcome back. The Elgato cut out, but we're back to business. Match has just started. We've already put Spike Dudley in a leg lock. I'm not giving him any chance here at all. I mean, have a look at him. Hang on. How the hell is he suplexing me? There is no way in hell he would have been able to pick up Triple H. I'm actually taking this as a good, somewhat of a practice just to get my head around the controls. And we're going to miss a high-risk move, of course we are. As always, it's not an Argot Zero upload if we didn't. Come on, Spike. Hurricane Rana. Okay. Come on. Choke the little bastard out. Spike Dudley, I remember some of the, like, hardcore title things that he popped up in. And his little love interest with Molly Holly. Him and Lita had some really big spots when it came to the Dudley Boys, Edge and Christian, Hardy Boy kind of feud that they had going on between the three teams. And Trish kind of being on and off with Edge and Christian, but mainly it was Lita and Spike that would always come out and do the spots that you didn't really expect them to do. Like, Lita would always throw her body on the line. Spike Dudley was always prepared to take big knocks and put himself through a table just to amuse the fans. Was never an outrageously good superstar, but always got pops, which I think was rightfully deserved. He's putting up more of a fight than what I thought he would too. Good old little Spike Dudley here. As you can see though, I wasn't lying when I said it comes to very limited moveset, which is maybe a little bit of a detriment to the series, but you've got to take into account we're playing a PlayStation 2 game here, and they weren't games that were built to be overly complicated. They were supposed to be games that you could easily pick up and just play with a friend or even play by yourself, and the buttons were never too hard to take on board. However, we've almost got that SmackDown ready to go. Spike Dudley's going to be feeling it. DDT. There's the SmackDown. Let's put this little man away. And you better believe we're going to get the Matrix going as well. Every time. Just adds a little bit of personal flair. Count it, Earl. 1, 2, 3. Thank you, Mr. Hebner. I don't know which route I want to take Triple H down. I don't know whether we should be a heel Triple H or whether we should be a face Triple H. But here we go. I chose not to attack Spike this time around, so we're just leaving the ring. Just to show you a little bit of diversity to what you can and can't do. Bit of mouthing off and taunting on the way out. But there we have it, ladies and gentlemen. Our first win on the SmackDown roster. Chris Jericho going on to win the 4-man Battle Royale in SmackDown's main event. That is going to wrap up the first official episode of WWE SmackDown Shut Your Mouth. As I said in the beginning of this video, if you guys want to see this come to fruition and become a series on the channel, let's get this video to 20 likes. As soon as we get that like goal, each and every Saturday, I will bring you a brand new installment of Shut Your Mouth until we complete it in full. Thank you for joining me as always, guys. If you're new and you enjoyed this video, there's plenty other videos to go check out. I urge you to do so. If you enjoy the content I'm putting out there into the YouTube universe, hit that subscribe button and pledge your allegiance to the Godzilla Nation. All my social media links are down below. You can hit me up on each and every one of those. I'm more active on Twitter and Facebook, so be sure to follow me on Twitter, like my Facebook page, reach out, send me some messages. I love hearing and interacting with each and every one of you. Hit that notification bell as well before you leave. So every time a brand new video comes to the channel, you get notified straight away. Don't forget in the comment section down below who won the live draft. Ric Flair and Raw or Vince McMahon and Godzilla with SmackDown. But that's it from me, guys. I'm out of here, and as always, I will catch you guys next time.